Imagine waking up one day and realizing that a small decision you made years ago quietly turned into hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, here's the crazy part. What if that decision was simply investing $200 every single month? Most people hearing this right now are probably thinking, come on, $200 is nothing. And that right there is exactly why most people never build real wealth. Because people underestimate small amounts. They underestimate consistency. And most importantly, they underestimate time. But today, you are going to see something that could completely change the way you think about money forever. So, before we begin, comment below. If someone gave you an extra $200 every month, would you spend it or invest it? And make sure you stay until the end of this video because what happens after many years of investing shocks almost everyone. Welcome to Money Guidelines, where we simplify money, investing, and wealth building so anyone can understand it. Now, let's begin. Right now, millions of people around the world are trapped inside the exact same cycle. Wake up, go to work, earn money, pay bills, buy things, wait for the next paycheck, repeat month after month, year after year. And slowly, without realizing it, life becomes an endless financial loop. Most people are not poor because they are lazy. Most people are poor because nobody taught them how money actually works. Schools teach people how to pass exams, but almost nobody teaches people how to grow money. And because of that, most people spend their entire lives trading time for money. Now, don't get me wrong, saving money is important, but here is the problem. If your money is only sitting in a bank account doing nothing, inflation is quietly destroying its value every single year. And most people never even notice it happening. Think about this. Years ago, you could buy food, fuel, clothes, and even houses for much lower prices. Today, everything is expensive. A burger that once cost $2 may now cost $10. A house that once cost $100,000 may now cost $500,000. This is inflation, and inflation is like an invisible thief. Even if your savings account balance looks bigger, your buying power may actually be getting weaker. So the real question becomes, how do wealthy people protect themselves from this? Simple. They do not only save money, they invest money. Rich people understand something most people ignore completely. Money sitting still becomes weaker. Money invested has the chance to grow. That single mindset difference changes everything. Now when people hear the word investing, many instantly feel intimidated. They imagine giant stock market screens, people in expensive suits, huge amounts of money, complicated business language. But real investing is much simpler than most people think. In fact, some of the most successful investors in history started with very small amounts. Because investing is not about looking rich. It is about building wealth slowly and intelligently over time. And this is where things become interesting. Let's imagine you decide to invest just $200 every month. Not once, not for a few weeks, but consistently, month after month, year after year. At first, honestly, nothing exciting happens. And this is the stage where most people quit. After the first month, you only invested $200. After 1 year, maybe around $2,400, plus some growth. It feels slow, boring, almost disappointing. And because modern society is addicted to instant results, most people lose patience immediately. People want fast success, fast money, fast results. But wealth does not usually grow fast. Real wealth grows quietly, like planting a tree. When you plant a seed, nothing impressive happens on day one, or week one, or even month one. But underground, the roots are growing, and eventually, that tiny seed becomes something powerful. Investing works the exact same way. Now, here is where everything starts changing. Over time, your investments begin making returns. Then those returns begin making their own returns. And then those returns continue growing too. This is called compound growth. And honestly, compound growth feels almost unreal when you first understand it, because suddenly, your money starts working for you. Think about that carefully. Most people work for money forever. But investors slowly build systems where money begins working on its own. This is why wealthy people become obsessed with investing early, because time is the secret weapon. The earlier you start, the more powerful compound growth becomes. Imagine two people. One person starts investing at age 20. Another person waits until age 40 because they think they still have plenty of time. Now, logically, you might think the older person can simply invest more later and catch up. But often, they cannot, because the younger investor gave compound growth something incredibly valuable: Time. And time changes everything. Now let's talk about something that scares almost every beginner: market crashes. This is where emotions destroy most investors. When markets go up, everybody feels smart. Everybody feels confident. Everybody wants to invest. But when markets fall, fear takes over. People panic. News channels spread negativity. Investors sell everything. But experienced investors think differently. They understand something important. Market crashes are normal. In fact, throughout history, markets have crashed many times and still continued growing over long periods of time. Now, this does not mean investing is risk-free. Of course there are risks, but wealthy investors understand that temporary fear is often part of long-term success. And here is something even more interesting. Many smart investors actually continue buying during market crashes. Why? Because assets become cheaper. Imagine your favorite phone suddenly becoming 50% cheaper. Most people would get excited, but when investments become cheaper, people panic instead. That is because emotions control most financial decisions, and successful investing often requires controlling emotions better than the average person. This is why patience becomes a superpower. Now, imagine continuing your $200 investment every single month for 5 years. Suddenly, your portfolio begins looking much more serious. Continue for 10 years, and the numbers become even more surprising. Continue for 20 years, and this is where many people's minds get completely blown, because eventually, your investments may start growing faster than the amount you personally add every month. Read that again carefully. Your money begins working harder than you do. That is one of the biggest financial shifts a person can experience. And most people never reach this stage because they quit too early. They stop during the slow phase. They stop during the boring phase. They stop before compound growth becomes powerful. But the people who stay consistent, those are often the people who quietly build real wealth over time. And this lesson goes far beyond investing. Small actions repeated consistently can transform almost any area of life. Small workouts improve health. Small learning habits build intelligence. Small daily improvements create success. And small investments build wealth. This is why consistency beats motivation almost every time. Motivation comes and goes, but disciplined habits create long-term results. Now, imagine yourself 20 years from today. Seriously, pause for a moment and picture it. Imagine future you looking back at this exact moment right now. Would future you regret not starting earlier? Or would future you be thankful that you finally decided to begin? Because one of the saddest financial realities is this. Most people wait too long. They keep saying, "I'll start next year. I'll invest when I earn more. I'll begin later." And suddenly, years disappear. That is why starting small is far better than waiting forever. Remember, the goal is not becoming rich overnight. The goal is building freedom slowly. Freedom from financial stress. Freedom from living paycheck to paycheck. Freedom to make choices most people cannot make. And every small investment becomes another step toward that future. Maybe investing helps you buy a house one day. Maybe it helps you retire peacefully. Maybe it protects your family. Maybe it gives you opportunities most people only dream about. And all of it starts with one simple habit repeated consistently over time. So the real question is not, is $200 enough? The real question is, are you willing to stay consistent long enough for time and compound growth to work in your favor? Because that is what most people never realize. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to Money Guidelines for more videos about investing, wealth building, and financial freedom made simple. And remember, small investments today can create massive results tomorrow.